everybody. Happy to see you here. My name is Judith, and I'm from Gvahim. This event we are hosting here together with the Tel Aviv Community Jewish Point, and Rabbi Yosef will tell a couple of words after that about this community, just to let you know. I suppose a lot of you can enjoy from the activity. If you don't know us, okay, we are NGO, a not-profit organization that helps Olim from all over the world in finding the job in Israel and building their career. Okay, we have different programs and different formats for career consultation, and you actually can find us on gvahim.org.il. Okay, if you want to hear more about what we are doing, I'm staying here, okay, after the lecture, and I will be happy to talk to everybody and to explain what we are doing. My colleagues are here. Sasha, she's our social media specialist, and even Katya is here, and she's our placement specialist, the person who is making miracles and finding every Ole that fit the position, the job of his dream. And I'm very, very happy to hold my guests here, and they have very complex names of their positions, so I will let Daria to introduce themselves, but before that, just a couple of words to Yosef, and thank you to everybody who made it and came here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Judith. My name is Yosef. I'm a rabbi and the founder of the community of Jewish Point. It's a Russian-speaking Jewish community and their friends. It's a religious NGO, and it's full color religious. We have a synagogue. We support career. We are feministic.
It's important.
And we are in Tel Aviv.
Because we are Jewish people. God chose the people, not the team that's good for this project or this product. So for some reason, I don't exactly understand it, but I'm not God. But he wanted different people. So in our community, there are different interests. This is our collaboration with Gvahim, and I have the honor to host these wonderful speakers. Thank you. I hope you will be more strong after this event. And when we are strong, we can be more happy and more cautious. So have a good evening. When you will be stronger, come to us to help together to those who are new and not so strong. So have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so only this one works, and then if we speak with this one, it doesn't work.
No, it works for people who are
in Zoom. Oh, that's how. Okay, good. So first of all, our amazing guest Noa, and can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, thank you guys for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here. So hello, all. My name is Noa Gross. I was invited by Daria. She saw me somewhere in the Facebook, and I'm going to introduce myself a bit of my private life. I was born and living in Tel Aviv for all my life. I'm married. I have 3 amazing children, but they drive me nuts from time to time. The smallest one is 14. The middle one is 18, which just threw a big party, Purim party, in my home. And you can understand how it looks after that. And I have a 20 years old daughter, which is in the army and working very hard today. I have a dog, which is literally my fourth child. I do believe in doing sports. I'm not a sport woman, but I do believe in doing that. I'm playing twice a week tennis. I do yoga, and I walk around 20 kilometers per week because I believe this is must and should be part of our lives. And one of the things that I like so much is the hiking. And my last hike, it was in Scotland, West Highland, and we hiked like around 70 kilometers for a few days. And I wish I can do it more and more, and I'm trying to do it. So putting that aside and talking on my private life, I'm here to talk about my professional life. So moving to my professional life. First, I have a title, I know, which is a bit confusing, VP of Project Management and Sales Enablement Engineering. Yeah, it's too long. I'm trying to shorten it a bit, and I will explain you shortly. So before that, I'll explain you how did I achieve where I am today. I've started I've learned computer science in the university, in the Bar-Ilan University. I've started as a developer. I developed C, C++. This is me. Video conferencing. It was really, really before the Zoom, okay? Which looked really what you were talking about, video conferences, picture in picture, and all together, people looked at us really crazy. I worked in Rad Vision for 16 years, which was bought by Avaya. So we started with a small company, and Avaya is really, really a big one. I've been a developer for a few years, and I became a team lead after that for a few teams. One of the major accomplishments over there that I did certification in Microsoft. I literally sat in Seattle for a few weeks and they do certification for our products. It was amazing. I think this is the first time that I understood on myself that I think I like something relates to project. Okay, this is the first place that I understand that I can push and pull people and push to make it happen. And this is something that started to build in myself. After that, I became a project manager in Avaya. I've been a project manager for 3 to 4 years. One of the software that literally can compete with Zoom, but Zoom succeeded and this one less. But it was very enjoyable. Then I moved to Checkpoint. I don't know if you know Checkpoint. Checkpoint is a cybersecurity company, a really big one. They started with a firewall solution, and today they are leading a lot of security solution. I've started as a project manager of one of the software over there, and then among of those 5 years, I developed, and I was the first pioneers inside Checkpoint that started to push agile methodology inside Checkpoint. I literally, with my manager that believed in this process, helped me, and together we started, and today, Checkpoint is really working as agile principles like what I've started. At the end of Checkpoint, 5 project managers were under me, and we manage a complex program for 400 developers, which are working and speaking the same language from project management perspective, same understanding, same cadence, and working all together to achieve the same value, which was really, really a big accomplishment from my side. After those 5 years, I moved to Orca Security, where I'm here today. Orca Security is a surprisingly cyber company, which giving protecting the organization assets in the cloud. As you know, companies are moving more and more and moving their assets instead of using data centers, really, rooms with really hardware, they are moving into the cloud and they need protection. And this is what Orca Security is giving. Protection to those assets. First of all, they are giving visibility. What do they have in the cloud? What kind of assets? What kind of VMs or anything that they are running? And after we are giving the visibility, we are giving alerts if we see if something from security perspective is wrong. This is the major idea of Orca Security. I started to work at Orca Security 3 years ago, 3.5. We were less than 50 people, around 3 teams. I've started as a director of project management. Today we're around 400 people, and we scaled very, very fast, very fast. And today I'm leading in Orca, under me, 5 project managers, and I'm going to discuss shortly about what we are doing. But on 2 different, I would like to explain the rest. It's not sales. I'm not in charge of the sales, not me. But I'm in charge of 2 other hats in Orca. One of them is sales enablement engineering. This is literally a development team that does integration between Orca and other software that we have today. If you know Salesforce or anything other outside integration that we need to bring, this is my team is doing. And another new head that came to me, I need to say 8th of October 8th, that someone need to go to the army, and I just decided that I would like to take it out of me. It's FinOps, finance operations of the cloud. I'm in charge of all the cost of the cloud that the developers are spending and doing the work, and I need to be the officer over there. I like to be officer, and need to check and to see what can be done and can be reduced. So this is me on what and why I'm here today.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. So my introduction would be shorter. First of all, yes, I'm Darya Afonina. I'm originally from Belarus. I'm 8 years here in Israel. Now I work in Just Eat Takeaway, and here the legal company is Tenbis, like the food delivery. Probably you all know. I'm a career consultant, and I work with Gvahim, and we're doing like some fun, cool events with Judith sometimes, and here's one of them. Yes, and actually I should tell it now before I forget. Every time we speak about networking, and that you can actually write people and connect. So I just wrote to Noa out of the blue in LinkedIn, something like, hi, like I'm Daria and we are doing this event in Gvahim. Probably you can be like here and I can interview you. And she just said, yes. And then my imposter syndrome said, it's probably because she knows Gvahim and she knows that this is such a substantial organization. But then I said, okay, probably you know Gvahim. And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So you just said yes. And so this is like incredible. And this is the magical things that are happening here in Israel. Yeah, and we have some questions already prepared, and we will go from there. So thanks for the background. And the next one would be about the project management organization. How does it all structured in Orca?
Okay. Thank you, Daria. I wrote everything down so I will not forget. So excuse me if you see me without glasses to look what I wrote. So in Orca, as I said, I have 5 project management under the PMO, project management officer, that we're doing. We're doing we have few streams on parallel that we are leading. The first, the PMO, are leading processes. We're leading processes like, for example, I can give you roadmap. Each company needs to have the roadmap. Roadmap is established between R&D, products, and marketing and sales. We need to combine it together. We need to have it quarterly and even yearly. And this is one of the big processes that my team is in charge of, defining it and make it happen. Okay, then we have a lot of processes. When we have processes that need to touch a lot of teams all together, we are there to implement those. Another thing that we are leading, this is another stream that we are leading, is Agile and Scrum. We are making sure we are not Scrum Masters, okay? This is not our job. There are Scrum Masters, the developers are Scrum Masters, okay? Our job is to make sure that they are doing the right stuff from Agile perspective. There are a lot of ceremonies where we chose Scrum. Guys, I'm sorry if you are not familiar with those words, but we're specifically events. But we're making my team responsibility to make sure not only they are doing the events, but they are doing them right, okay? And they're bringing the value that Scrum and of course Agile would like us and pushing us to do it. So this is another stream that my team is doing. Another stream is Jira Admin. We're using Jira as our source of tools. Other companies may use Monday or any other tools for project management. We use Jira, and they need to be Jira Admin, adding workflow, support, anything that needed from Jira perspective. And the last one, but the most important, we're leading projects. I'm not talking about small. When we understand that there are projects that have a lot of dependencies, that they are in high pressure, that we need to deliver them yesterday, or we need to deliver for customers something that, with very high priority, or they have too many, need to consult with marketing and sales and not only R&D, my project managers are involved and leading those complex projects. Okay? Any questions, guys? You can ask.
We will have them in the end.
Okay, back to you.
I have. Okay, so my next question would be, what skills and experiences you are looking in the candidates? Now we all understand that Agile and knowing the Scrum ceremonies and roles and everything is super important over there, right? Jira admin, Jira knowledge, how does it all works? That's absolutely right. But what about project side? I don't know, like the soft skills, the hard skills, some of those.
Do you know what is a most challenge for as being a project manager, guys? What is which of them? Okay, we're not directly managing the people. Okay, our goal is to make stuff happen and push people towards the goal project-wise without having the real option to say, because I said so. Okay? So if you ask me what is the main skill that is needed, I will say that this person needs to be people person. He or she needs to have human skills in order to work with the people and to push them and to convince them why they need to do what I'm asking them to do. Implementing processes, for example, can bring a lot of, I'm going to say word anti, okay? Really? What now? What do you want from now? I'm sorry, I have too much on my hands. I don't have time to you. So this is on us as a project manager who choose to lead processes to understand how he or she can come to this person and convince them to do it. There is a phrase in project management, and not only, it's called WIFM. Do you know what is WIFM? Anyone?
No.
What is in it for me? Okay, from project perspective, and you will lead it and take it as takeaway. Not only for me, and also for them. If I would like Daria to do something, and I know she's really have a lot on her hands, and I will come to her and say, Daria, if you will do this and this, I promise you, you will have more time to do that. Sold. Okay, you need to know. So first and the most important is to be people person and understand how we can push the second person with him. The second skill that I need, and it is must from my perspective, is need to be technical. It doesn't mean that you need to be developer. Me as an advantage, I know I started as a developer and I've developed in C, C++ and everything. It's really a big advantage. But I don't think a project manager must know how to develop, but they must understand on what they're working, on what they are doing. They must understand the flow. They must understand the why. I can give you an example. If a project manager will come to me and say, no, we have a blocker, we have a risk, and I will ask why, and this project manager will say, I don't know, he just told me, not good enough. If the project manager will not know to explain by himself or herself, sorry, boy or girl, a man or a woman, it's not good enough. Because I don't need project manager just to write action items and to send it and make sure to follow up. For that, anyone can do it, really. The value for project manager to understand and to be able to raise flags by their own, to understand what is a blocker and maybe say it's not a blocker, okay? So this is my second. My third one, of course, as I know, it's not a must, but it's a good one to know, it's agile. Agile knowledge. From iTech perspective, you must have it. iTech moved. iTech have changed. iTech is no longer waterfall. iTech is moving agile and we're working on speeds, okay? No, in Scrum, we're working on sprints. It's really sprints. And we must learn and adjust, and person that will come with this kind of knowledge will help me, okay? And the third one, and the first one, sorry, is know how to lead projects. Okay, this is really advantage, okay? Understand how to lead, understand what to create, understand milestones, understand the breaking milestones, understand how to raise risk and everything. Okay.
Yeah, great, thanks. It was like always the questions about the technical background and how technical should I be, and should I take a Python course right now or Java or something like this, but you covered it all. Yeah.
So no, you don't need, but you need to understand. If you will come to me for an interview, I'm doing a spoiler, but if you come to me for an interview and you said I did in that project, what I'm going to do is interview to see that you understand what you did, okay? And I will ask you literally deep questions to see, even in high level, understand components, understand flow between components, even understand what is JSON. We use JSON. What is it, JSON? Why did we use it? So again, this is a must.
Great. So now there is no opportunity to jump to other questions. We should take this one about hiring, because most of the audience are Olim, and they don't speak Hebrew, or they're studying, hopefully very aggressively, right? And something that they can bring to the table and as a piece of the experience is English. So my question would be, like, do you hire Olim, or do you hire people that less speak Hebrew and will communicate in English? How the English situation in your company, and how does that all work?
You're talking only on project management or in general in Orca?
Let's start with project management.
Okay. So my answer is it depends, okay? It depends language-wise. Judith asked me before about this. I need to say that when I interviewed, I didn't get any, I think I didn't get any CV from Olim. I think, I'm not sure. So it's not something written, it's Ole. So,
The question is, if you're a recruiter in the company, just put them aside. That's why you.
No, they do not. They do not. I can promise you, they do not. Okay, they do not. But if you ask me, from teams that are working in Hebrew and doing all the dailies, all the communication in Hebrew, I would like to choose a person that talks Hebrew. It doesn't need to be perfect, but has the ability to understand the meeting, okay? Because I want the meetings to continue to be in Hebrew, in the native language, okay? I see the difference. By the way, as Orca, we are worldwide. I didn't say we have a lot of teams. We have teams in Belarus, they moved to Poland, I'm sorry. This was the last, we moved them to Poland. We have the teams in London. We have teams in other places, but those are the major, we are worldwide, okay, from engineering perspective. So if I'm looking at, I have project manager, one was from Belarus, and another one from Poland, which is talking English. So if we're working, I'm looking for a project manager that we have teams that are hybrid. Part of them Israeli person and part of them are non-Israel, and they're talking, their meetings are in English. So here, really, I don't care, Daria. I don't care as long as they have good enough English, okay? They can talk in English, they understand good enough, and we can understand him or her. So here, I will challenge the person as a person, and I will look for all the skills that I mentioned before, and that's all. Okay?
Okay, great. Do you want to sit? I just got
Thank you.
Okay, so that's great. And of course, my next one, I cannot, they will not let us go if I will not ask it. Are you hiring?
Currently, no.
Sorry,
Sorry,
but you know
no.
our contacts, right?
I know how to contact. Yeah.
Okay, that's great, because you mentioned that you're scaling very well. So probably later this year.
Probably
Good.
later. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do hope so.
Amazing. Okay, the next one is also a very popular question in the ground about the educational background and the certificates. And also the question if it differs on the seniority level, meaning if it's a project manager, senior project manager, something, and then director of project management, something else. Do you have some of the thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do. So first of all, let's talk about CV. Okay, it's important. When I receive CV, when I'm looking for a person, I can receive tens or even hundreds of CVs. So you know that we're looking for keywords. Yeah, I'm looking for keywords that will jump to my eyes. And if I don't get them, I'm moving them aside. Okay, goodbye. So what I'm looking inside CV before the certification, I'm looking again for agile experience. I'm looking for leading projects, project complex, and tech project. They need to be tech. This is for my company, okay? Maybe for others, it is less, but as for my company, I'm looking for leading tech and even more SaaS. Where for a company, SaaS company, okay, this is what I'm looking for. And I'm looking also for Jira knowledge. Okay, since we are a Jira usage, I will look for that. Although it's not a blocker, guys, if I will see other tools, Jira you can learn. Okay, Agile you can learn. Okay, and now you ask me the difference between junior and the senior project manager, and it depends. Let's talk about certification. For junior, it may help. For sure, it will help because when you're coming as a junior, you don't have a lot of experience. And if I know that I'm looking for a junior, I will look if you have a certificate. So meaning you've learned something from Agile perspective, Scrum Master certification, Jira Administrator certification, even PMI certification. I'm not so sure about it. I don't think, guys, you need to waste time on that, but this is my thought about that. But this is for junior. This is less for senior. For senior, I will look for experience. Okay? The certification is less important. The experience is much, much more.
This is a great one, and it was not in the list, but do you really hire juniors? And if yes, what would be the years of experience that you will put in the requirements on the job description? And also, will you write junior project manager?
Yes, I will. I just hired one. I'm sorry. With the experience, by the way, with non-experience of what I've told you. She has project management experience, but not related to R&D. She has project management skills from finance. This is me. From finance, and but I know her from there. She has really 2 years of experience, but I've learned her. I know she can do it. And yes, I've looked for 1 to 2 years of experience. I wrote it down as junior, and yes, this is what I was looking for.
Okay, that's great. That's inspiring. Thanks. Now moving into more like global topics. AI in project management. Will they kill us and will they kill our job? What do you think?
The first one, I'm not sure, but it's not for me to answer. But the second one, I don't believe it will kill our job. Okay? I just need to tell, by the way, I consulted before coming. Daria sent me the question before. Okay, you are not surprised. In order for me not to be surprised. And what did I do? I consulted ChatGPT. Okay? So I'm not shy of that. I'm not embarrassed. This is our reality. I didn't say, but I'm 48 years old. Okay? I remember when the internet came in. And this was...
I remember we didn't have touch phones.
Yeah.
We didn't have phones, you
I
remember? Touch phones. We didn't have phones.
Okay, and people was afraid also. Wow, internet. Will it replace us? It will have all the knowledge. Also for children, how they are going to learn. Because we have encyclopedia, I remember in my home, we have a lot of all the books, and I was so proud that I have them. And I don't need to go to the library to do the work. And the internet came, and the big revolution of the internet did what they did, and we learned to work with it. This is what I believe, and I hope will happen with AI. I am already, using AI today for a lot of perspective from project management. I'm using it to give action items. I'm using it to discuss it even from Jira. Jira, we use query language. There is a specific language which I don't know how to do. ChatGPT, hey, I need this and that. By the way, I like to fight with ChatGPT. I like it. I'm sorry, you gave it wrong, and it apologized. But I like it, and it calmed my nerves. But what else I'm doing? I'm building with it a process. I'm saying I would like to build this and that, and can you help me? And he's giving me an examples, defining and creating objectives for a company, KRs, OKRs, objective key results. I would like to build this. And you know what it helped me for the last, I'm managing project managers, and I'm managing around 10 people. And one of the hardest things that we need to do once a year is performance. Okay? Yes. And we're doing everything in English, by the way, in our company, none in Hebrew, which Hebrew is my native language. And ChatGPT literally reduced my time for that, because I wrote what I want, and it translated to nice words in English, which was impressive. What I'm trying to say, AI is here to stay, okay? It will grow and grow. I don't believe it will replace it, because still as project management, as I said before, we need people skill. And for now, I don't believe it can replace it.
Great. And the last one, actually, Noa Gross is actually a founder of Women in Project Management Community. And tell us more about this.
Sure.
And probably some upcoming events.
No problem. First of all, I apologize for the men here. It's for the women, okay? I do apologize, but sometimes I say it is what it is. 5 years ago, when I worked in Checkpoint, I felt that I'm missing some place to discuss some technical questions, some frustrations as a project manager, to raise issues, and I didn't have a place to raise it, to have people. I didn't know I was one of the leading people in Checkpoint as project management perspective, and I was looking outside of that to hear more opinions, what they are doing, what you are doing in your company. fortunately, למזלי, luckily, there was another woman called Haleli. She's one of our founders of this community. We're 5. And she wanted the same thing. And we met in a coffee shop. And she spread the word. And from there, we started 5 women that were leading the women project management. By the way, it was a discussion, it will be for women or not. I didn't want. I wanted this technical place to be for all. They insisted, and today I agree with them, sorry. I do agree because women still need a place to be more safe and to raise issues and not be unpleasant for other situations. So I think it's a good place for us. We started it 5 years ago, and we call it boutique community. Boutique, small one. Today we're almost 4,000 women inside this community. We're doing a lot of coffee each week, coffee by Zoom. Each week, by Zoom. We're doing a lot of webinars. We're doing meetup. What Daria is just saying, we have a meetup coming up face-to-face finally. This is our first meetup after the war started. We're getting back to this, which a lot of meetups we did, even in Google, I'm magnificent for women. We did meetups for tools. We're doing now meetups for processes. We're doing mentoring. We have really a program for mentoring, for helping women to succeed better in project management, which are, we have a lot of leaders over there that are working with us and escorting those women. We even have a small community that started called in Hebrew Merananot. You know what, I don't know why, but this is community for women that are looking for a job. And we're concentrated over there only for that. We're helping them on CVs. We're helping them on interviews. We did, by the way, a meetup for interviews, how to be better, to answer the right questions for an interview for the project manager. So we are here today as 4 women that we are leading. All of them are project managers, and we are here to stay.
Amazing. Wow. And it sounds like an invitation for for all the ladies in the room.
Yeah, feel free to join Facebook, Women in Project Management. I will approve that after I will finish. If you will not find it, I will send Daria the link, and she will send you guys, and you will see everything. You can see there. If we have questions for interview, we have places, everything that you would like, you can raise over there. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just adding to that, Facebook is still very, very popular in Israel, also for communities. So guys have ladies have this community in Facebook for open questions, and they do have, of course, page in LinkedIn. So the upcoming event and stuff like this, you can also see there. Thank you very much. And actually, being cautious with the timings that we set up before, we're done with the questions, and we have some 10 minutes probably for 2-3 questions from the crowd. Guys, do you have one? Sam? Okay, I'll give you this one, and it will work for the. Okay.
If you stay close.
Okay, nice to meet you. My name is Nikita. So, and my question is, you mentioned, I think, kind of research and development project management roles, and from your experience, are there any other kinds of project managers, probably program managers, that manage not only the development, software development, but also kind of part of bigger programs where you have to manage financial part, legal part, etc. What kind of other project managers do you think of and you have experience working with? Thanks.
Okay. Yes, we do. I do. Again, Orca, I need to say Orca Security is a startup. So we don't have program, really big ones, but I'm working a lot with a lot of project managers. For example, she's from Facebook called today. What is the name of Facebook today?
Meta.
Meta, thank you. She's leading an amazing program for all the aspects, okay, finance, operations, and R&D developer. She's literally, her title is program manager, and there are a lot of that, and you can find those programs if you choose to find big projects in big companies, okay? Other than that, in my company, there are project managers for finance, for example, that leading. There are a lot of project managers, I would like to accurate a bit, that are operations managers. Product operations, which is one of the things that's evolving more and more today. Behind the screen, it's project management, but it's product. They're working with the product to gain more value and processes and projects. There are a lot of project managers in our company that not related to R&D, that working with the sales, working with projects that need to raise for marketing, for example. So we do have those. I'm not in charge of them, but we do. Okay?
Hi everyone, hi, my name is Evgenia, and my question is, what would you recommend for those who would like to change their profession? For example, I'm a marketing specialist and I could present my experience as kind of a project managing that I had a lot of projects, but in marketing. So what would you recommend? Maybe how should I present it in my CV if I want to change my profession in the future? Or what should I say during the interview?
I just want to, again, to see, you would like to work, to start, let's say, for example, to work as project manager in tech, in high tech more, or in R&D environment?
Personally, in high tech because I'm already
marketing in high tech, but you would like to move to more technical projects and R&D. Okay, the first thing, as I said, in what I'm looking for experience. So you have project management experience because you are coming from there. So you need to make sure you will show them what you did as project, how you split them to milestone, small milestone, what are the values, how did you raise risk, how you're working with tools. Doesn't matter, it's not Jira. It doesn't matter, but you need to show how you build a project. Okay, if you will come to me and I will see this, it will be great. Another thing, again, certification. Take it, do it. Come to me that you understand the basics, okay? I did one of the interviews that I did for a project manager that he come without any knowledge from agile perspective, okay? But I felt after talking, I thought, but that I think he has potential. He really has potential because he has a lot of project manager skills. He has potential. So I sent him back. I told him, please learn. Open the Scrum guide, the Agile guide, and learn, and come back to me. So I will ask you questions. And this is what I would do with you, okay? Learn it, learn the basic. It's okay to say, I don't know, I didn't start it, I didn't do it, but I've learned. I need you to see how you think, okay? And this is how I will challenge you back. Another thing, another option for you to start, guys, is to become a Scrum Master. Scrum Master is I see it as a step going forward to be a project manager. It's a jump that you can do. There are companies, especially big ones, that not using developers as Scrum Master, and they have really a role for Scrum Master, okay? And you can take a course, learn it, and start your place over there. And then I think the sky is the limit. It depends on you.
Thanks. Probably last one. You were first.
Hi, my name is Andrei. Thank you so much for the talk. My question is, do you think there is a possible career path, right, through DevOps engineering to project management, right?
Sure.
Development automation, right?
Straight away.
Sure. Again, you have, first of all, you have technical knowledge, which is amazing, okay? And the rest depends on you. If you know how to manage project, if you know how to learn the basics, if you know that, sure. If someone if I'm looking for some person, by the way, we do in Orca believe that we would like to give the first option to people inside to do a move, okay? If a person for DevOps will come to me and say, hey, Noah, I would like to become a project manager and I have an open position for that, no problem, let's do the test. Let's do some kind of interview. Maybe it will be more soft because I know the person, I'm not sure. But I will interview to see if you have the right skills that I need. But sure, you can.
That's great. Okay, I'm just checking. We have a time. Okay, we have 1 minute, so you're lucky.
She's afraid because she's afraid you will run.
No,
We closed. We closed 45 minutes.
A quick question. I think it is applicable to most of the people here. We are Olim Hadashim.
Okay.
We have a vast working experience in Russia, Belarus, and so on. But here we come, we try to find some work, and it doesn't work that easily. And we are ready to apply to the junior positions. But me, myself, I have 15 plus years of experience. I had my subordinates, big teams in several cities. I was marketing manager and so on. And now I'm already ready to become a junior specialist and to start everything from the zero and so on. But come on, I look overqualified. I don't write in my CV that I had subordinates, that I was the senior manager, blah, 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 and so on. But how to start from the very beginning when you have such a long experience?
I'm not sure I understand.
What do you do with the overqualified people that
In
are ready to
CV?
jump ship?
You're asking in CV?
In CV, in interview.
I can tell you what in CV. When I was looking for a job, when I decided that I would like to move from Checkpoint, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I adjusted my CV to a specific role that I wanted. So this is my advice to you. You need to adjust. You can work with me. You have the community, I can help. And you can send us, I would like to apply to this job. How do you think this CV should look for, okay? I really recommend that you have few kind of CVs that you will have the ability to send them to a specific job that you want. This is, and yes, you need to
Balance.
Adjust.
a bit your CV in order to, I know it's harsh, in order to make sure the person that will read it will start and will invite you to an interview. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Palina, I told you you're lucky. And when you got an opportunity to answer this question. Do we have time more? Or okay?
You want to continue? It's up to you.
Yeah, we have time. Okay, one last. That's it.
Hi, my name is Ivan, and I've got a question regarding what are the best practices to estimate yourself, given that there are not so many interviews that we can apply for and get the estimation on this market, and like what are the best ways for project managers to estimate your knowledge level, whether you are junior, middle, or you're already a senior, except for your own feeling?
I need to say it's a great question.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't think about it yet, and I'm going to send it to the community. Right after, I think it's a good question. I think I'm going to answer again, it depends. This is someone taught me in a project management course, it depends. I think 1 to 4 years of project management is a junior. Okay, I'm just throwing it. It's not something that I really thought about it, but this is how I feel. it really, I'm a red hair person, so I'm getting mad really, really quick. So if I see someone that have 2 years, now in the bubble, we had some kind of a bubble, and a person with 2 years just sent me, I would like to be senior. I said, okay, no, okay. But around 4 to 5, it's junior, then more than that, it's a project manager, more than 7, 8, 9, it's a senior project manager, and so on. This is something that I'm just taking out from my mind. Also with that should come your experience and knowledge. Again, knowledge of leading projects, knowledge of leading agile, knowledge that will influence the seniority. Okay?
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for your time and for coming and for all of the traffic that you did and parking. And it's amazing that we have you now in Gvahim and in all of this community. And a lot of like inspirations about the women in project management. Sorry, guys, and others. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll say goodbye to Noa. Yeah.
You need a picture.
And we need a picture. Sorry,
Guys, we want
it
a
wasn't my
picture.
plan. Yeah.
She will picture.
We decided to make this selfie, you know, with like fancy people are doing them. No.
But
we don't say the people.
Because of me?
No way.
The light. Wait.
That's it. Oh, yes, this is good. Okay, we did.
Okay.
Yay. That's it. Okay,
Thank you very much,
so much.
guys.
Thank you so much.
תודה.
Okay, we need the mic.
Uy, נכון. I almost...
Sorry, because I didn't find.
I will send Daria and
I will send everybody, guys.
the link.
Or find Noa Gross in LinkedIn, and then you'll see the posts from her about the women. Thank you so much, ממש. ממש תודה.
Daria, say that we are not finished yet.
Yeah, we are staying here. Okay, so we are staying here for the second part of the event. Then I will speak now. And it would be a little bit challenging, let's say, because I had a plan, and then now I need to adjust everything what Noa just said, because I have a different opinion on some of the things, but that's the situation, right? Like, you will meet a lot of hiring managers, a lot of project managers in the industry, and a lot of them will have different opinions. So grab the information from everywhere, and then you will decide, and you will search, and you will find your job, and then you will all be happy, and everything's great. So, okay. My talk today would be based on the following information. So first of all, I'm a project manager here in Israel for 8 years, right? And I came with MASA program 8 years ago, and I was in internship. I found it in SAP, in SAP. And actually, my idea why I need internship program was that looking for a job in another country is a crazy, crazy thing. I will never do it. So that's why I went to and took internship. And that was my plan. I will be there like a good employee, and they will give me an opportunity to stay. And this is what happened. And I was like super happy. But that, let's say, situation actually found me. After 5.5 years, I was in Israel. I had my MBA. I had fluent Hebrew, and looking for a job was insane. It was such a crazy situation. I tried to do it for 1.5 years because I started, I was sending CV, I was rejected, I was in shock, I was going back and then back and forth. And after like my last CV file that I was like having this folder was with the naming job search final. So I decided that I'll find my job. So I talked with 40 companies, and I had more than 100 interviews on different stages. I was rejected on stage number 3, stage number 5, and stage number 8 one time. After calling to my referrals, and the lessons learned is prepare your referrals, that they will talk what they need to talk about you and how to sell you. Okay, and then finally I got my job, and now I'm super happy at my place. And yes, I do a lot of consulting and mentoring, so that's why I hear a lot of stories, and this is how I grab the questions and the information, and this is how we'll talk. Okay, so before we start talking about project management, I will ask you the question. Imagine you need to launch a product, a SaaS product, in another country. What do you need to check? Go ahead.
Budget, timing, other resources you have, and then you make the project plan, timing.
Okay, it's a project. I'm talking. It's not a project management. It's a business question. It's how it will look in your company, but how it will look like in a business development thing. What was this? Market research, market fit, right?
Legal restrictions.
Culture, yes, because you know you need to go where you're going, like right.
Legal restrictions.
Legal, okay. What else do we need to check in that country? Yep, and before that, if we're going to some country, we want to sell our product, what do we check?
Human resources.
The audience and the population. Yes, and we check how many possible customers we can have, and something that we can call market share, right? We can understand what are the competitors, which market share do they take, and what else. So congratulations, guys. You are a product that was brought to another country, and this is why we need to check like the market fit and the market share, okay? So let's start from the market share. The situation that, as I see it here in Israel, and probably if you are in search for quite some time, you already saw it. We have this number of high-tech companies in Israel, and from this number, only this like 30-40% will have project managers, program managers, any kind of these organizations. How does it work? So there would be a lot of amazing companies that you never see project management positions because they don't have, like they do have this function. It usually lays in the hands of product managers or R&D department or anyone that will do it or not, right? And then they just don't have project managers. And if I speak with people, with my friends who are product managers or R&D managers somewhere, and they say, who are you? Like, what are you actually doing? And I'm like, this is my scope, 1, 2, 3. And they're like, oh, this person would be so great to have in our company because, you know, our timelines are always and nobody's following up and the meetings are crazy and stuff like this. And I'm like, yes, but like, it's not up to us to decide. So founders, CEO, directors, they decide of the like VPs, right? They decide on the organizational structure. And a lot of the companies just don't have these positions, right? Then, so we take all of the companies, we take this 30-40% that have project program managers and that believe that they need to be there, right? Then let's speak about Hebrew. I cannot tell you like the percentage, but probably 50 or 60% still will have local teams with Hebrew-speaking teams. And as Noah said, if it's a full team of 5-7 developers plus product manager plus, I don't know, business analyst or something, and they're sitting here in Israel and they have meetings in Hebrew. And you all know that project management job is to speak, to discuss, to explain, to persuade, and also to listen, to understand the words that were not said, right? To see the emotions. So the language is top one skill that you need to have. And most of the people for local teams, for Hebrew-speaking teams, will not want to hire someone speaking only English. And it's okay, right? We're in Israel. But like, don't panic. We still have companies that have multinational teams, right? And hybrid, like Noah said. And it's also rather popular to have outsourcing in Bulgaria and Russia and Ukraine and developers like all over the place. And then if you deal with those developers, of course, like English would be okay. And also if the company is like very multinational and they have a lot of Olims from everywhere, so they will speak English and they will be also okay with this. But this is, you need to take into consideration, right? That not all of them have project managers and not all of them will be okay with English, but still they are. And then we say, okay, so we still have these companies. And yes, by the way, this is a hint. If you search a company and you see that they have R&D departments in Romania, Bulgaria, or Poland, or something like this, this is a nice thing to understand, okay, probably they will be absolutely fine with my English-speaking project management candidate, okay? Good. Now, Nikita actually already started this conversation about the namings. And yes, like here, most of the time you will see project manager, R&D project manager, program manager, PMO. Interesting to mention that in our mind, I don't know, in my mind, after like the PMP course and stuff, you think that PMO, it's like chief, so it's like a director or head of position, and then other project managers are like under them in the hierarchy, but it's not the situation. They call PMO every usual project manager. So if you see this, like, don't hesitate, apply. It doesn't bring any seniority usually. And then you'll definitely see Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, and all of those. But mostly you will see project managers and program. And I forgot about release manager, delivery manager, and implementation manager sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. You see it. And then when you read the description, you will understand that is very similar to what we can do, let's say. So when I say this naming, what is your, let's say, action item from this? First of all, in your LinkedIn search, right, you are searching for special jobs, and then you say follow, right? So all of those new positions will come to your email every day. And then, so this is the list that you need to add there, because you want to get all of those, the freshest ones that are in the market, let's say, right? And then yes, so Noa said about, she called it R&D project manager, right? Yeah, like research and development project manager. So this is actually the most popular, let's say, right? The project manager that works closely with a team, a couple of teams of developers and products and QAs, and the knowledge that they are looking for. And when Noah says, you need to be technical, you need to be technical. No, you don't need to code, but you need to be technical. So I'll give you some details on that. Being technical means you do understand the product's development lifecycle. You understand that it all comes from feature requests or some inside strategy idea of the product to develop some feature, and it all goes from PRD document, and then there is a design, you know what's Figma, how to use it, working with designers, UX, and then the decisions of the strategy and the priority of the roadmap, and then how do product write their epics and stories, and how do they work with OKRs, right? And which specific KPIs they will put in and how they will understand the success of the feature or not, right? Then from the software development side, it would be absolutely everything from architecture and then doing the architectural design and development itself. What is frontend? What is backend? What is API? What is Git? What is push, pull requests and stuff like this? Testing. What is the difference between integration tests and unit tests? And when do we do the testing, and how do we manage releases, right? Also, like if it's a web application, so do we do CI/CD or do we do some releases in sprints, once a month, once in 2 weeks, and stuff like this? I see you're some nodding. Yeah. Sorry, what's your name? Andrew. Yeah, Andrew is nodding. The DevOps guy. Okay, and then you. And if it's iOS and Android, like everything about the releases on apps, not everything, because different company will do differently, but you need to understand the general understanding of you are doing cutoff for code, and then you are doing the release, and then you're doing release comps, right? And stuff like this. And then for, I also wrote something. Yeah, and of course, Agile, right? For Noa, it's important. And it seems like in Orca, the Agile culture is very like widespread, and this is amazing. For other companies that I was interviewing, and I know how do they work, they all call it Agile, and they all say that they work in Scrum. It's actually sometimes rather not so close to the Scrum Scrum concepts and stuff, but they try to, let's say, and sometimes they are looking to have a project manager that knows Agile that finally will do Agile for them. So it's like okay for them to ask, right? So now when I kind of covered these topics, and for those who didn't understand like half or more, right? It's okay also because probably like you didn't work in English and sometimes it's hard. So for those who didn't understand half and more, like don't panic, we get it sorted. So I have some ideas for you. So for those who did understand, just know that this is the bare minimum that you need to understand. And it's not about now you will sit and tell me about all the development life cycle from scratch to, I don't know, to release. It's that you use this language, right? Noah said, I will ask you questions about a project and I will understand how technical are you. So I will transform it other way around. It's basically, they will ask you like, what was your most successful project and what was the project that you failed? And what was the project that you worked with a hard stakeholder? And then once you will, because it's not just questions yes and no, right? It's mostly like stories, right? So you need to bring a story, and the story should be filled with all of this technical knowledge and your understanding. So for those who like understand it, but kind of not till the end, you need to prepare to interview, you need to study for interview process, and just go there online, LinkedIn, learning, YouTube, something very basic, 1 hour, 2 hours videos for every topic, just to hear more about this language, just to understand the terminology. And then once you're preparing your answers for all of those questions, you're using this methodology, you're using this lingo, and this is how you go, okay? So,
can you give an example? For example, if you were going through some kind of a questionnaire during the interview, and you will ask, what was your successful project that you lead or have? how you will explain using all these things.
Okay, so because we are cautious with timing, I remember your question. We will put it on parking lot, and we will do it in the questions part, let's say. Thanks. But it's a good one. All right. So now we understand what do they want, more or less. And most of these project program roles that are opened that they will ask, right? And of course, if you have some specific knowledge about security, accessibility, I don't know, some data migrations and stuff, of course, it's a plus, but I don't recommend you now to go and to start studying some, I don't know, whatever certifications that you actually didn't work with, because most of these questions for mid and senior positions would be from your experience, like it will be very hard for you to just take it from theory, from the book, let's say. Okay, so next, something that actually was also today in the questions from Gvahim channel, like somebody asked, Nikita, I don't know if you have, not you Nikita, another Nikita, asked there, and the question was like, which are the industries that project managers can get a job, and who got a job in which industry and stuff like this. So very important thing, industry. Please, don't start, especially your presentation or your tell me about yourself pitch with the word, I'm an expert in finance, or I worked for delivery company, I'm an expert in delivery. That's amazing, but you want a project management job. So you are an expert in project management, okay? So you know how to make this process. And what usually people do, they worked in finance, right? In some fintech companies back in their homes, or they worked for delivery companies. They come to Israel and they say, okay, I want to find a project management role. Okay. I want to find a project management role in delivery company. And I'm like, listen, in Israel, we have 10bis. It's the company that I work in. And actually, this is a very Hebrew-speaking culture, so it's very hard to get a job there without. We have Walt that actually doesn't have R&D department over here. You can be a project manager on operations, but it's like working with the couriers, like giving them codes, cats, and like bicycles, basically. And there are a couple of more like very small companies. There is Bring startup that is doing like last mile logistics. And basically this is what I know. Probably there is a lot of like 5 more, and that's it. So if you will only focus on your delivery, like program management, like you can look for a job for ages. And also fintech and stuff, like, right? People were working in banks, some digital departments of some banks or some stuff. And then that's great. Like, it's absolutely amazing that you had an experience in this payments part, or in, I don't know, credit card integrations or something. But first of all, if you worked in your countries, like your payment methods and your payment, because now I just moved to fintech organizations, so I also started to know a little bit more. So if you worked and you did integration with some local brands of credit cards, local payment system, now you're moving to this country, for example, and we have whole ways of different integrations, right? Like, your knowledge is amazing, it's great, but don't focus just on that. So what I would recommend, if you have some specific experience in some industry, start with this. I don't know, go to Google and do just 50 startups in fintech Israel. You will have 50, you will go one by one, see open position, find one, apply, and that's it. And then you apply everywhere, absolutely everywhere, because as far as I understand, gaming probably was also rather popular over there, but I don't know, cybersecurity, some biotech, some other, lots of different industries that were, you were not working for them, but it's okay. You are a project manager that hopefully know processes, experience, you have skills, you know Jira, you know Agile, And you can actually come and like sort it out, right? Like you can build processes everywhere. So think about your industry as your domain knowledge as an advantage, but don't put it as your first thing. Okay? And next. Okay, so we're moving to client-facing things. And as far as I understand, there are a lot of people that worked in service providers, as I call them. So it's a company that have a lot of developers, teams, business analysts in your countries, and then your customers are from Europe, from US, and then you were a project manager that you were speaking to customers, taking their feature requests, knowing about their business, understanding their requirements, and then you were talking with your development teams and product managers, product owners, and some stuff. So you worked like with this 180 degrees, right, with customers and then with the development teams. What else I see and I hear a lot that people will say, like, I worked with customers and I held them happy, and all my feature requests were with customers, and I know how to work with complaints and stuff like this. And then you have Noa that, and a lot of others like this that have a product company. Okay, so our features are coming from our internal product managers. We don't face customers, we don't know them actually. If this is company not like 50 or 100 people, if this is more, like project manager will not speak with a customer actually. Like they will have customer success, account managers that they will have like, let's say business acumen, and then like the R&D department, right? Like in our company, we have a product and tech organization. So product, engineering, project, business analysts are all in this organization, and business is different, like sales, account managers, marketing, and stuff like this. Like now I heard that in Monday, they call it builders. This organization of only product and tech, they call them builders, and then everyone else is like business. So if you were this customer-facing person, and in your introduction, you speak a lot about, with customers, I did this and I did that, and as we said, you have these stories, like, tell me about your successful project, for example, right? And you will say, it was a customer, and I talked to them. So for hiring managers here that are looking for R&D, closely working project manager, it would be very hard to have this picture, like to understand all of those outbound. They want to know, what are you doing inbound? How do you work with developers? How do you motivate your team? How do you working with underperforming colleagues and stuff like this, right? So I would really recommend like not touching the customer facing part and speaking mostly about R&D development part. If you are applying for this kind of jobs, they are still some kind of implementation manager sometimes, that implementation project manager or something. Not a lot, but sometimes they are. So they do need to speak about how they will communicate with customers and stuff like this. So this role is very similar that they had before. But you need to be very cautious of like really trying to understand the need. And then we spoke about market share and market fit, right? So you, as a product, you brought a lot of different knowledge and different experiences. And your goal now is to show only that part that is interesting for the buyer, let's say, right? Once you start to work, they will understand how amazing you are and how smart you are with all of the different like spheres. But as for now, they want this, and you bring especially this, and like show it absolutely like this, what you're bringing and what you're bringing to the table. Okay? And then, so we are moving to the part that if, for example, There are people here that are coming from marketing or coming from other spheres, and they probably didn't understand all of those, most of that product software lifecycle development, software development lifecycle, right? What do they, how they should do, and how should they find something? What should they do? So let's come back to that market share. You remember that only 30% of companies even had project management roles. And then in the search, you will see it, right? Like you see the number of how many open positions do you have. So you need to have a plan B. If you want to be a project manager, that's amazing. Have an amazing CV, study very well for your interviews, and apply. But you need a job, right? Like, and then, so you need to find it as fast as possible. So you will have a plan B. And then what I suggest you. So option number one, if you were those one of those customer facing, right? Like, by the way, I'm speaking about this. Did someone work for such companies like service providers when you had like customers overseas, and then you were doing the R&D things over like in your country, like a BAM style? Two more, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So one of the options for you guys is to look at the account management and customer success management roles, right? Because it's basically what you did. Like you are working with a customer, you're trying to understand their business and how your product will be compatible to their solution and how it will work together, and which features will suit them. And then you are coming back with their requests to the development team and stuff like this. So this is like option number one for you to have for your plan B. Definitely it brings complexity to this search, because you basically need to study in both directions, and all of your interview questions and methodology that you will study both, right? Because if you want to apply here and there, you will study both things. And because the questions, some of them of course would be the same, like all of the behavioral questions, like, I don't know, tell me about last conflict, what did you have, what are your strong and weaknesses, and all of the other stuff you will study for everything same way. But for this main, like your bread and butter would be very different. So the customer success management roles, and then project management roles. So you need to study both, like study for 2 exams at the same time, for maths and for English. But this is how we do it, right? Then option number 2, that was actually a little bit surprising for me, but a lot of project managers that are coming from mostly Russian-speaking world, let's say, can be also product managers. Because here it's very different. Like project manager deals with people and process, and product manager deals with process and people, with product, and then process and people, right? But somehow I see that a lot of guys that are looking for project and product management roles, they in the end settle down with product management roles, and that's amazing. That's great that we have such an opportunity here. And speaking about market share, you remember, and account managers like customer success, they are filled with all the market, right? For all the companies that are B2B, they will need to sell it. They will need to support their customers. They will need these account managers and customer success. Same goes with product. In every SaaS company, you have a product manager, and they also hire, and they're quitting, and they are growing, and so this is an option. I definitely recommend you to to know more and to study also, once again, some YouTube or something, to understand what is the day of a product manager, day of a project manager, to understand if you actually can do this, if you can apply for those roles and stuff like this. There is very good interview of Anton Kanievsky for Vinata Chekhov. Sorry guys, it's for like this Russian speaking community. And there is this guy worked in Get and then in Wix, I guess. Right, and he's a product manager with a nice level of seniority. So he speaks about what is important in a product manager role and how do they hire them and so on and so on. So you can check this, and of course you can check other things online. I do really, really recommend you to check all of the information in English. I mean, all of this e-learning and stuff, because you need to train the terminology and to refresh it in your minds. It will help you tons during the interview process and then during your work. So just go straight away, check it in English. Don't bother doing it in your native language, even if it seems like easier in the beginning. Okay, so we spoke about which are the options: account managers, product managers. They also call them product owners sometimes, even though product owner is a role of Scrum, but they call it as a profession. So also don't hesitate to check this one as well. And just read the description. And also, as everybody says, if it's like 60-70% of a match, apply 100%. Like you do apply, because sometimes they kind of write the descriptions, like they copy paste them from one to another, and then when you speak with a company, you understand that the role can be absolutely different. And we spoke about this just yesterday. Like project management role, right? Like I applied for a lot of those and spoke with a lot of companies, and you see a project manager working with R&D team, Scrum events, facilitating Scrum events, I don't know, doing the senior level presentations, transparency to the senior leadership, steering committees, blah, blah, blah. And then it's all kind of the same. And then you speak in the interview, and some of those want you to lead one team. Some of them want to lead you 5 teams. Some of them are doing migration, and there are like one of the case was, it was a small startup in Israel, and one big American company just acquired them. And the job was to implement all of the American processes here for the team. So it's more like program management / change management and stuff like this. So apply for different positions and just go and talk and ask what is the day-to-day, what would be the organizational structure and stuff like this. And this will give you more kind of wide understanding of what can be there. Okay, so marketing. There are a lot of people that say, I was a project manager in a digital agency, in a marketing agency, and I was working with, I don't know, video creators, with site builders. I was working with developer. How did you work with developer? Okay, it was like WordPress or Wix, and this developer just created a site, like one-pager landing page for me, and then I sent it to the customer. That's it. Like I was a project manager. So this one you can also check marketing operations. This is how they call it. And actually, also because you're searching, yes, it's a lot of work, but also check the marketing manager, because sometimes it's really similar that you were a project manager in digital agency, and then you now like you're checking the marketing manager position or marketing operations. And also one last thing is operations. It can be very tricky, because operations sometimes is goes up till the facility manager, like almost office manager, facilitation, ordering coffee beans and stuff like this. But sometimes operations can be also very relevant to R&D, like in weeks, right? The site builder. Up until now, they called operations manager, a real R&D manager, and I was like, what are you doing, guys? Like, who are you tricking? Like, why? How do you want to find people if you call operations and then you want them to manage your sprint and sprint goals? But the answer was, we want them to manage our sprint goals and sometimes to organize the events. And we're like, okay, but the company is growing fast. So now finally, just today I saw a project manager position in Wix, and it looks like a real R&D project manager. Okay, so operations is something that you need to check, but the further it goes to like facilitation manager, the more Hebrew it will be needed there, because you will need to speak to vendors, to local people, and then like English goes not so well, let's say. Yep. All right. מה? כן. אז 5 דקות. Okay. I have actually 2 very small things, so I'm doing great. Certification. We just spoke with Noa, and it was very important for me to ask her. And one of the best things that was very important to hear is like, you don't need PMP. For those who invested so much time, energy, and money for this, you are great. You did it. You did an amazing job, and good for you. For those who didn't do it yet, amazing. Don't do it. Like, it's too much. Like, really, it's too crazy investment, especially now when you want to study Hebrew, I hope, and then also you want to just to look for a job. So what I will recommend, if you really want to have some certification and put anything, do the Google Project Management. It sits on Coursera. It's super cheap. It's like, I don't know, $30 or something per month. And then you can do it in 1 month. You can do it in 5 months or 6, whatever. But I just checked it like briefly, but people say it's very nice. Substantial, basic, goes through everything for all of the project life cycle, for all of the stages, and agile is covered there as well. So you can do this if you want to do, like, I don't know, some substantial from A to Z, like knowledge and, let's say, refreshment, let's say. But don't expect that somebody will, like be blown away of, oh my God, he has a Google certification and then I will hire them. No, it doesn't work like this. Same goes to MBA or any other like educations. The further we go in our career, like 3-5 years and more, the more people are looking at our experience than our education, right? And something as a bonus, right? We came to bonus. I don't know if some of you already saw in the community, but one of our friend and Sasha, okay, she's looking for a project manager here in some gaming company. In Herzliya. Yeah, so we will post this position just now, today, tomorrow in Gvahim channel. And guys, it's Russian-speaking Gvahim channel, so talk to me. I'll send it your way if it's interesting. And this is one of the positions that is open, and we know that they are hiring very fast right now. And I think that's it. That's my talk. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to a question. The question was, I'll remember. The question was how I will answer in an interview for a question. What was your successful project?
Yes, using all kinds of different.
Rich question, a rich answer. Okay. Okay, I'll try. I was not interviewing for quite a while, but first of all, I need to a disclaimer. I will use STAR methodology. This goes for situation, task, action, result, right? So, and this I will use for all my situational questions like this. And my goal is to be short, but let's try. Okay, I need to find a project. 1 sec. Okay, successful. Okay, so this year I managed a very huge program for customer loyalty solution that we were launching in Australia, Italy, and Spain. My task was to work with 10 development teams and 3 product managers, as well as a couple of business analysts. And main challenge of this project was that it was cross continents with time zones in Australia, New Zealand, and also Europe. Second was that that the team was quite new, and the stakeholders really didn't know about what would be the estimations and the capacities that we can do. And of course, the business was very pushy on the timelines and the roadmap. What do they want to get in such a short period of time? And as a part of my role, my goal was to make perfect communication channels and communication politics, and bring in the transparency to the stakeholders, and bring in the top level of C-level communications, steering committee meetings, and some decks that I was sending according to the schedule and the communication that I set in advance. Luckily, and with very hard work of the team was motivated enough to finish it on time and on schedule, and the stakeholders were happy. That was hard. So this type of questions, guys, you study at home a lot, and you prepare for all of kind of these questions. So you know your project, and you know a project that you will talk about your successful project, a project that you will talk about your failed project, your very hard stakeholder project, and stuff like this. So you prepare them in advance. Okay. More questions.
Okay, what are the salary expectations for example, for an R&D project manager? What are the margins for Olims, specifically for Olims?
Don't like the question because, okay, the question was, what is the range expectations for mid R&D project manager for Olims? So I didn't like for Olims because I really believe that you bring a lot of knowledge and experiences, and you are enough skilled to be the same in the market, and not to be deferred by because you are in a rush or because it's your first job. It's very, very, very sad situation. And I really want you also to believe in yourself in this way. In the very end, you will be judged in 200, 300 number of candidates, and then they will give an offer to you, and it won't be because of the salary. Hopefully. This is how it should work. And usually it works like this. For the salary expectations, I don't remember. We didn't say it before, right? We didn't say it before. A year ago or more, I did a webinar for Gvahim, and it's there in their database. They have databases or something with recorded webinars. And it was about project management, and there is a lot of still relevant information, so I really recommend you to check this out. And the salary ranges were there as well. So if it's, I don't know, 3-5 years or something, 3-8, it's like, it can be something from 22, I would say, but preferably it would be 25-30K gross, right? We speak gross here in Israel. Yep.
You told that you can sit on 2 chairs with plan A and plan B, and how to manage LinkedIn profile in this case.
This is a nice one. Okay, so the question was, if you are looking for a job with 2 like options, like plan A, plan B, for a project management role and some other role, how you will manage your LinkedIn profile? Very nice one, tricky one. So you're faking until you make it, okay? So if you are, for example, for your situation, which second role you will want to add?
Well, in my condition, it's a different situation. I'm a product manager and I'm searching for technical lead. That's plan B.
Okay, yeah, your situation is crazy, but okay, generally, if we are talking about account managers and customer success, right, like customer facing, so I would say, and if you really had this, like on your last job, you worked also with R&D team and customer success account managers, there is a very strange like option, but you just write customer success project manager, and you basically leave it like this, and then for the CV you do adjust your CV every time, and there you really put the position. And what I do recommend is that if you're applying for a job for, I don't know, marketing operations specialist, and it was written marketing manager, go and change your last position to marketing operations manager. So help them to help you to see absolutely everything they are looking for, right? Like they look for this position, they want to see this position in your CV. Don't make them think. And then, for everything else, like product and project manager, people just doing it with a slash. Yes.
I just wanted to add to the previous question. I believe what was asked originally is what about your LinkedIn profile in terms of passive search, in terms of appearing on different search queries, if you are actually aiming for different positions. Like, of course, you can tailor your CV to any specific role, and it's pretty clear. But what to do with your LinkedIn profile as a passive way of attracting possible recruiters? I believe if you can elaborate on this point as well.
Mm-hmm. So your question is, you have a profile and you want recruiters to contact you. So how they will understand that you can also be a product, I don't know, something like this. This answer probably will not satisfy you a lot, but I haven't heard so many stories that you are Ole, so you don't have an experience in Israel, and you put some open to work, and then recruiters are looking in your profile and actually writing you.
That actually happened to me.
That's amazing. So still have it in with slash, but usually they are not writing like, okay, let's say other way around. They're not writing to me. Like, I mean, they're writing to me for technical program management roles, like once in 2 weeks or something. But now I'm okay. I put there that I'm looking for like more senior positions, so probably they stopped writing to me. But put it in the slash, and then if you're looking for a job, in your description you have 2,000 characters over there. You can say, I have experience in 1, 2, 3. I'm looking for different positions. You can write there everything. Okay, last one.
Yeah, it wasn't a question. question. I just want to add something to the previous one
Mhm.
because I was a recruiter to a data analytic position here, and it's all about the keywords just mentioned. Like, I wasn't searching for like Power BI developer or data analytic. I was searching for like SQL, Power BI. So like put as many keywords as you can in your profile. That's how recruiters will find you.
Okay, okay, probably. I don't know if the answer was heard also on online, but the answer was from a recruiter actually, that you are just adding as much keywords as you can. So basically, when you, as far as I understand, if you write like your company and then your position and then what did you do, and then there you can say like I facilitated the meetings, and then also I know MySQL, or I don't know, I work with Power BI and stuff like this. So everything you know, just put there in the keywords, and probably that will help as well. Cool.
Okay, guys, I think we will finish here. And if you have another couple of questions to Daria or to me or whatever Gvahim stuff, we're still here for some minutes, right?
Yep.
Who is a Russian speaker here? This was easy. That was easy. Sorry, guys, who are not. Okay. If you are not following us yet in social media, we are presented also in Russian and English. And if you are Russian speaker, you can join us in our Telegram channel. Okay, so there you have all the updates already from this event, and the open position that we promised you before is already published there. So if you are not part of Gvahim Pahuski, this is the time to join. And thank you very much for coming. See you in the upcoming events. And thank you to amazing Daria.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shmuel, for
Yes.
making it happen.
Thank you, the IT team. I don't know how to do it.